Hey guys, Redneck Mini 14 here. Well, sometimes in life you come across really exceptional deals, and this particular rifle that I have here is such a deal, I believe. The other day on Facebook, I seen one of my friends post a status saying, asking anybody if they were interested in buying some rifles and shotguns, and naturally I was kind of interested, and of course, you're not supposed to actually sell rifles and shotguns over Facebook, but he, sent me some pictures of some rifles and shotguns that one of his friends was selling. She inherited them from her uncle, and she, isn't a gun person, so she just kind of wanted to get rid of them and make some money off of them, give them good homes, somebody who knows more about guns than she does. So anyway, he sends me this picture, and in the middle of the picture, she had this Lee Enfield number 5 Mark 1. This is the jungle carbine version, and of course it is a little bit sporterized. We'll go over that in just a minute. But anyway, I noticed this particular rifle in the middle of the pile of guns, or the just the set of guns that she had that she was selling. And so naturally I said, how much? And he responded with $100 each. And I was completely baffled, because if you know anything about Lee Enfields, even in a configuration like this where it's been chopped down, the stock's been chopped down and everything, you're talking $300 or $400. So $100 for a Lee Enfield, and pretty much any of those other guns, $100 is a pretty decent deal. But this is probably the best deal. Of course, she had like a Marlin Model 60, or actually a Glenfield Model 60, and some old Ithaca single shots, and another one she had was the Enfield 1917, which was a U.S. military Enfield rifle used in World War I. Of course, that was it was sporterized, more so than this. It had a scope. It had more of a traditional stock, but it was all rusty. So I wasn't really interested in that. If I had more money, I probably would have bought both, but I was more interested in this gun here. Now, anyway, I picked it up for $100, and she did have some ammunition, so I sweet-talked her into giving me her only box of 303 British, which is what the Enfield shoots. Box of 20. It's pretty old stuff, but for a rifle and a box of ammunition, and of course the rifle has kind of just a cheap leather sling, nothing fancy, but for everything in that package deal, that's a pretty nice deal. And of course, in my opinion, this was the best, the highest, or well, it was in the best condition, out of all the guns that she had, except for maybe one. But the other one I wasn't really interested in. I was more interested in this rifle here, because I do kind of have a thing for old military rifles. I have one or two. Well, really, I guess only technically one. But now this will make two, and I might actually do a video on this gun and my M1 Garand for kind of the good guys of World War II and the First World War, I guess. But really just World War II. But anyway, this is a pretty nice rifle. I'm not an expert on Lee Enfields, but it is a cock on close, and if it's already cocked, and you open up the action, it just springs back, and so it doesn't usually when you work the action, it doesn't cock until you close it. So I guess it makes for a faster action, I guess. I don't know. Has a peep sight in the back, a winged post in the front with a jungle flash hider. Like I said, this was the jungle carbine. And of course, normally it would have a top wood piece here for a handguard, and then this would extend to about here, I believe. Again, I'm not an expert, but I definitely know that this is chopped down. It does look like an original stock, but it's missing the top handguard, and it's chopped down. I guess for weight savings. I don't know. I don't really know why whoever had this before would have done this. But the wood, the finish on the wood is a little rough. Not as rough as some of the other guns that they had. So I don't know if I'll refinish it or not. I kind of like it the way it is. But I don't know. We'll see. I may in the future try to find a different set of front hand guards to make it more traditional looking. But for now, I think it's fine. It would be a good hunting gun. 303 British makes for a good deer rifle. One thing I didn't show you yet was the back sight actually lifts up. And so you can have a more long range sight, which I think is, it goes out to 800 yards or 800 meters. I don't plan on shooting this that far, so probably never use that, but I might give it a shot. The safety is right here, and I'm not sure how spring loaded it's supposed to be, but it seems really really weak. Like, I feel like it should have a little more spring tension, just for a little more reassurance that it's actually on safe. But I don't know, it does work, which I guess is the main thing. And of course there is a little half cock position. So like if you pull the trigger and you bring it down to there, that would be a half cock safety. So you can't pull the trigger, you can't work the bolt. And if you could just pull it all the way back, and now you can fire it. That's probably all I'm going to say about this rifle in this video. I'll probably do a more formal review, maybe a video with my M1 Garand, just to kind of show off my old Milsurp rifles. I'll do a little more research and tell you about it. It does have these do have a detachable box magazine. They weren't really meant to be used like with multiple magazines. They were really meant to be used with stripper clips. But if you do have other magazines, I guess you could theoretically feed it with a magazine. Of course, I don't have any stripper clips or anything like that, and I haven't even shot this yet. I just picked it up yesterday, and it was really dirty, had a lot of dust on it, so I kind of cleaned it up. I still got to take it apart and clean it, and I kind of want to take it into the gun shop, show it to the gunsmith there, and just kind of have him look it over and see if it's a safe gun to shoot, because I'm no expert, and especially with these guns. And with other guns I probably would know a little more, but with a rifle like this that I don't have any experience with, I think I'll probably take it in just to kind of have him look it over and tell me what he thinks. But anyway, no matter what, I think $100 for a Lee Enfield, especially the jungle carbine, because I think the jungle carbines are kind of more desirable. I could be wrong, but I kind of like the jungle carbine. For the rifle and a box of ammunition, even if it's an old box of ammunition, I think $100 is a pretty good deal. And in fact, this is the cheapest gun I've ever bought as far as price goes. I've never bought a gun less than $120 before this. So, $100 for a good military surplus rifle, especially if it ends up being in good condition and it's a good shooter. I think that's a fantastic deal. Of course, I'm not going to shoot it a whole lot because 303 British is not that common, but I'll probably take it out every once in a while, kind of like my M1 Garand, and just kind of put a box of ammo through it every now and then, and just have fun with it. But anyway, that's my new Lee Enfield number 5 Mark 1. Kind of hard to get all that straight. My jungle carbine, if you will. Subscribe to my channel, like me on Facebook. I'm Redneck Mini 14, and until next time, be safe.